Let's see with this. Okay. Uh, is it better now? Is it stable? Yeah.
Yes, Karthik, lot better.
Yes. Thank you so much. Okay, so let's formally kick it off. I'd like to welcome you all to Experience Exchange, the Thuvakkam podcast where we bring together people who have done a lot in terms of volunteering and for the society as well. So we are joined here today with guest Dr. Srimathy Kesan, ma'am, the founder and director of Space KidZ. She's an aerospace entrepreneur and she's the only founder to have built and launched over 27 space missions. She's the ambassador to NASA, the European Space Agency, and GCTC Moscow, and more importantly, she has empowered more than 750 girls in STEM education. So she's an amazing person. Welcome, ma'am, to the podcast.
Thank you, Karthik. That was a beautiful introduction. Well, just a small change. 750 was only for one satellite. We
Wow.
have we have more than 2 million children across the globe who are inspired by our work and who are into this world of space and satellite building.
Wow, that is just amazing. So, for the people who have followed us on social media, the topic today we've chosen is Through the Glass Ceiling and to the Stars. Now, why we chose this topic is obviously on March 8th, it's the International Women's Day, and we want to empower girls to dream and to achieve more. So, ma'am, I would like to ask you about this experience, right? What pushed you to this great Space Kids organization to start this organization, and how have you seen children's lives change because of this?
Great question. But again, I think I will make a small tweak in this. Women are already empowered, Karthik. You know what? Just that little financial literacy and, financially being a little challenged. I think that is where makes the whole difference between a man and woman. But what it was in the yesteryears to what it is now, there is a lot of change. And this change is welcome. But how much of this is impactful in science and technology? It is still only 19 to 21%. That is where is our concern. See, because innovations need to come and innovations doesn't have gender, right? An innovation is innovation for the country. And a
Right.
country's progress is only seen through its innovative ideas, innovative products. Like you build for India, no, you build in India and you build for the world. And if you're able to build for the world, and that way, if you're able to make a lot of exports, and if your exports go up than the imports, you see that as a success story. You see that a country is progressive only if that can happen. Is that happening in India? It is a question mark.
Mhm.
It is a question mark. It is with heavy heart, I have to tell you. The economic conditions of India, right from independence until now, it is improving a lot. But are we there? It's still a question mark. So what we are doing is most of the parents, I'm sure you all would have undergone that, and I'm sure all the listeners and viewers of this podcast would have undergone this challenge as a student. The parents, when they have to pump in the money for fees and everything for college, they would ask multiple people, a neighbor, a manager in their office, a colleague, somebody or the other to say, Sir, madam, my son or daughter is going to get into university. Can you suggest which is the course that they can get into, which they will get a job immediately,
Right.
which they can make money immediately, so that we can get him or her married by 25, 26. After that, they will immediately have children, one house, life is set, uh, finished. Right?
Right.
This
Yeah.
is how the Indian scenario or the Indian parenting was everything. Now, the startup culture has seed in slowly to start sinking into everybody. Children are not just made to study and to work elsewhere. They are groomed to, create innovations and build through innovation, build products so that they are able to have a team, they can support the team, they are able to create jobs for others, right? So
Right.
from job seekers to job providers, we've started becoming. Yet there is a lot because one chunk of the students who are able to afford go away to the West because they feel if they are able to do masters there, the prospects are better. Everything boggles down around the finances. So, what are we teaching our children in school and college? Patriotism doesn't mean just singing the national anthem, standing and saluting it. No. Patriotism means you grow together as a country. You come together as a country. It's okay. We might have potholes, we might have no electricity, but yet 10 children coming together. Can we solve this issue? Can we put in little money? Maybe, yes. You know, we may get little resources, but in these resources, can we build something for the country? I think this is what we need to create in our schools and colleges so that the children remain here and build for the country. In Space Kids India, that has been my thought right from the day I have set this institution up. Here, children come here, we mentor them, and in fact, my first team were with me for almost 12 years. We built the 27 space missions all along. Right from as a child, they have joined with, they were with me. We lived together, breathed, slept, eat, everything together to build these 27 space missions. And today they have built wonderful startups, you know, providing solutions for the country. Now, there I saw this gap that girl children weren't coming, in the prima facie to do all these things. There was some social stigma, some pressure that is putting them, holding them behind. That is where Azadi sat and all had come. So I leave it to you. Now I keep going on and on with one question.
No,
I'm
no,
sorry,
it
Karthik.
is wonderful to see such passion, right? The Azadi Sat mission, I believe, was launched that commemorated 75 years of independence, right? So that was an amazing story, as I had read. Now, you had touched on a lot of little topics, but I want to delve into it more. So one thing you said, which stuck with me, was entrepreneurship, right? More than women seeking employment or seeking jobs or seeking money, when women or when people become their entrepreneurs, when you are in a position to give jobs to others, that creates such a positive force, right? So, do you see women role models who are inspiring girl children these days? Like, how can we make sure that we are setting up the right mentorships or setting up the right work models so that the next generation, like you said, we've grown a lot. We've seen a lot of change in these years, right? So how can we keep this positive force going?
Karthik, I'm just loving this question. I've been waiting for somebody to ask this question to me,
Hmm.
because as a country, I think we've grown cricket,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Every child in the country wants to become a cricketer. Why? Because every match has been telecasted, every match has been broadcasted, telecasted, and written on papers as headlines. India's match is like literally performing a wedding in the house,
Yeah.
right? Everybody
And
gathering together, food,
coincidentally,
fun.
tomorrow is like the finale for the ICC. It's the Women's
Yes,
Day, but the finals is what is on everyone's mind,
exactly. So what we do, everybody's glued on to the television to watch cricket.
right?
Now, if we are able to create that impact on STEM sciences, if we are able to bring in scientists onto television, onto big screen, you know, if boost is the secret of our energy while we built the Chandrayaan, while we built the Azadi Sat,
Right.
we also look, the scientists also look good, right? They also can
Definitely.
say that, right? Why isn't somebody thinking out of the box? A sari ad, a jewelry ad makes it more authentic because we use gold in satellite.
Hmm.
We use
Right. And
metals,
the chip.
titanium, gold, everything we use in building a satellite. So you should be bringing a scientist to popularize that.
Yeah.
Right. So the mindset should be not that whether the woman is glamorous or attractive to carry a brand. No, whether the brand is able to give that worth, whether that woman is able to give that worth to the brand, and vice versa. So, if we are able to show more of these women on the screen saying that, she was the director for this satellite, this rocket, this astrophysicist, something diverse, then children will start identifying. They will start plotting. Oh, wow. Women can do this because when we built Azadi Sat and all that, people never thought, I mean, why Azadi Sat? When I started, people laughed. They said, how? Women, physics and math, it's very difficult, challenging. So you're branded. Women are branded only for fashion, for films, for food, you know. For all this, they say, oh, women naturally, it comes very naturally. No, but even this, women are versatile. They're able to walk on the ramp. They're also able to build satellites. They're able to give birth to a child, everything they can do. It is the trust, right? So, if
Yep.
we are able to bring more of these scientists on a regular basis, have their interviews, reels, podcasts, everything, then I'm sure children will be inspired to build for the country.
Yeah, like you said, having that women stand out, right? For example, one image that always comes to my mind is when they finally photographed the black hole. It was a theoretical concept. There was no proof for it. Albert Einstein, Stephen Hawking, they've all been saying the equations point to it, but they were able to actually photograph a black hole. And the algorithm that was written to stitch together data was by a woman called Katie Bowman. And you can just see the amazement on her face when the black hole actually visualized in front of her as a theoretical proof that yes, this actually exists. So it's those kinds of images, right? Showing women in power, showing that everyone is capable of achieving great things. I think that positivity itself can bring forward so many big things.
Absolutely. See, like for example, if I have to tell you, the manned mission to space, Apollo missions, when they started, they needed somebody with a mathematical brain who could solve these problems and who can put a man into space, right?
Right.
There was one woman, brilliant woman in NASA, Catherine Johnson. Unfortunately, she is the so called, if you have to say, I'm sorry to use this term, but that's how they project the black woman
Hmm.
with strong skills. She has brought in this success to take man to the moon.
To the moon.
Her calculations has helped. The accountant Poppy Northcutt. But how many of their names are visibly there in journals and in pictures? Where? Right? That's a very, very sad story. The system is still patriarchal. You like it, you don't like it, we have to discuss that. We have to discuss that. And that bothers. I
Hmm.
keep repeating, innovations, calculations, math, physics, all this doesn't know gender. All right?
Right.
Whomsoever is able to work fast, brilliantly, and has a passion towards it takes the lead.
Hmm.
Right?
Right. uh, this brings forward the main question, right? Because there is still this hiring bias. There is still the fight for promotions, right? Women, they are being overlooked, which is what the glass ceiling comes from. So, women supporting women becomes a huge thing because once you see a woman in power and how well she can manage or how well she can lead the team, that itself will boost other women to maybe try for that extra degree or try for that promotion. It's that pushing for equality of outcome rather than equality of opportunity because everyone can get a job, but then that next step is where some people are being pushed out on. So, getting through that door in the first place, do you feel like there is a difference when it comes to rural and urban mindsets when it comes to girls in STEM or girls in education?
Of course, there is a huge difference because we've been working with girls here in the cities and urban areas, and we've been working with rural children. So the difference is because the parenting, I would say, it starts from home. The parents here in the urban areas are at least graduates in most of the cases. So they have some sort of a worldly knowledge and they are able to cater to the answers to the few questions that children ask here.
Mhm.
Vis-a-vis rural children, most of them hardworking parents, predominantly like, farmers and laborers and all those children with whom we actually built the Azadi Sat. These girls are extremely intelligent, sharp, shrewd, rooted with values and culture. They just lack the platform. You give them the platform, oh my God, these girls are super duper. So that is where the society should stand by them. When a girl child is born, don't just keep thinking she is to be married away. She's born to go to make somebody's home. She's born to, create generations, give birth to a child, take care of the family. Yes, we're able to do that too. But beyond that, there is life. Beyond that, there is something that a woman can do and a woman can excel, for which I think the society needs to change a lot. We need to keep showcasing more women leaders everywhere. Don't keep talking about the struggles. Keep talking about the positive accolades that they are able to make and create those differences. This will seed into these children's brain. They will get so excited and inspired that good. Okay, see, in my case, I got married when I was 18. I was there at home for 16 years. Beyond that, started a career like this. And I am not a commercial entrepreneur. If you see, I'm an impact oriented entrepreneur, a social entrepreneur. For me, success is measured in a child becoming a scientist, a child taking science, a child being inspired by, any of the lectures. This is the metric for me. So everything is not around finances. So a woman can multiply influence other women, the future generation. It is just again if you're able to bring her in the forefront.
Right. So I think that's why volunteers play a huge role, right? Because it's
Absolutely.
spreading that awareness. It's maybe contributing some of their time for getting them educated or maybe their parents educated. So
Now, beyond
how
that,
has
also one other thing, Karthik, I think the textbooks that we have in schools and colleges,
Mhm.
they should have more women leaders being projected. If their stories are being projected in schools and colleges, if we are able to read stories of women who have succeeded, who have taken that hard route. Deep tech is hard, right? So women successful in that, women astronauts, women astrophysicists, astrobiologists, all these people, if you're able to bring them in your textbooks as young as when they are in their fourth grade, fifth grade, I think that's where, the change takes place,
Yeah,
because you are exposing them to all these people at a very young age.
yeah, because everyone has read Niels Bohr or Brownian movement, but not many people read about Marie Curie. She is just like mentioned as a two-mark question, but she has contributed so much when it comes to science. Literally, her life, she shortened her life researching radiation just so we can get that knowledge. She is a
Very
film
curious.
festival.
Okay. I
Yeah,
would say Tessie Thomas. How many of them? Everybody reads about APJ Abdul Kalam, but how many of them read about Tessie Thomas, about Arundhati, Annapurna? No. We have our own scientists here in India. Nobody knows. So that is the sad state. If we are not able to bring all these women into the curriculum, then nobody knows them.
right. Uh, But schools are such a weird thing to discuss because uh, almost every time, like it's the month of March, so board exams will be starting. Every time the newspaper boasts, oh, girls outrank boys in like they're the school toppers, they're the class toppers, they're the state toppers. But then the question becomes how many girls are actually in school? Like, what is the gender ratio? So, what can be done to get these people into schools and get them the education?
Thuvakkam being Thuvakkam, I'm such a hardcore fan of Thuvakkam. You guys really, make such brilliant impact everywhere. And in the questions that you're asking me, Karthik, I think nobody has ever asked this question. I'm super thrilled that you're asking this question.
Thank you.
You know, excuse me. Yes, girls until post graduation are 47% in India. Okay, and this is a huge percentage compared to the other countries in the world. India is ranking like second or third, but subsequently after post graduation, what happens is only marriage is in the cards. You may be the vice president of some company, you may be doing your PhD. What is it if the girl doesn't get married? That's a big question mark that's bothering a lot of them. So parents succumb to that pressure and they get these girls married. So when they get married, they are not able to take science as their careers, because if you take science as a career, you need to be in the labs for you don't know how many days. When we build a satellite, sometime 35 days, 40 days, we literally live in the lab. We just use the wash, come back, we sit, because even a smallest of semicolon error can sabotage your entire satellite mission, your entire rocket mission. So
Right.
that critical everything is. And to build a satellite and a rocket, crores of rupees are required. So girls get burnt out because they are not able to balance this and that, because the family support is thin.
Hmm.
If family starts supporting them, then I think this percentile will change. Moving forward, they will start looking forward to scientific careers, because in this industry, there is a thin difference between a rocket and missile in the space industry. If you're going to have all the inflated egos of men in the room with all black jackets, humorously, I keep saying this. If you're going to have, a room full of black jackets, then it's going to be missiles.
Right.
But you have empathetic women, in that, then you start thinking of rockets for humanity. So that is why you need to encourage bringing in more girls, more women into this industry.
Yeah, because correct me if I'm wrong, India's space research program, it started as DRDO, it started as defense because missiles were in the forefront. What can we do to safeguard Indian borders? How can we attack another nation? But hey, if you are creating propulsion, it can be used for science, it can be used for shooting rockets, it can be used for satellites. That fundamental thinking is what changes it, right? Something instead of destruction, something of creation. I think women are amazing when it comes to that. So speaking of the societal differences, I think one thing on the news that stood out to me, which I've talked to a lot of people about because it's amazing. Um, Recently, the Supreme Court said that the right for sanitary napkins or proper menstrual hygiene in schools actually falls under RTE, because if schools are not equipped for this, then that causes a huge dropout in girls in their education. So having this as a part of right to education is such a fundamental right, which changes the way in which the amount of girls continue their education happens. So I think that is something which is amazing.
Phenomenal, because you need to be a girl to understand what it means. Period is common,
Mhm.
okay? Accepted. It is every month accepted. You have mood swings, that is unacceptable. You have pain, that is unacceptable, you know, because the family around, once the girl is married and if she's going through these pains, they're not able to accept that, even though it is a natural phenomena. When they are in schools, it is so difficult. Even today, in the far northern eastern region, there are children who hide behind the bushes and everything. They use fallen leaves. For God's sake, I saw a documentary and I saw the percentages of women. What are we talking? Where is humanity going? You invest in quantum and everything, we need that. But simultaneously, why isn't every sphere? This is the basic that any country can do for a girl child. Why
Right.
aren't we not able to do this? If that is not taken care of, then what are you celebrating a Women's Day for? We don't want that pride. You just invite somebody, just give an award, and you just finish. No. Stand up, come together, give the basic rights for every girl child. No proper sanitation. You know how many percentage of girls succumb to death because of this? Because infections just like that get into the uterus. So as we speak, I think this is a very burning topic, and one side we are working on, as I said, quantum, rockets, satellites, and everything. On the other side, parallelly, we have the situation of not having enough pads, not able to dispose, not enough toilets. I mean, if every human being considers another human being's life important, you don't need NGOs to come. You don't need NGOs as separate organization. You just need humanity. You just need humanity. Nobody on earth is going to live forever. If we are able to understand that, then we will stand by somebody.
Right.
This
It's
is
that
getting too
comparison and
emotional,
empathy that,
Karthik. You're getting
yeah.
me very emotional.
It is a very serious topic because somehow by probability women and men, like, it's 50-50, right? But there are so many issues that remain unaddressed that potentially half your population is facing these struggles. But then when it comes to advancements, or you look at GDP, or you look at growth, you look at net export import, but having fundamental rights for women, treating them with humanity and empathy and giving them the space to grow is all that women need, right? Like, rather than hindering them, why can't we create that support system for them to grow and bolster themselves,
You get hurt, it pains. For her, every month it pains.
right?
Can't you just feel that? Can't you just feel that? And all this will be possible, when? When we have equal representation, or at least, I don't like to use the word 33.5%. It has to be, whatever percentage it is, there needs to be more women representation in the parliament. You cannot take a rape to be a fun. You cannot take all this as fun. There needs to be educated politicians. When you need engineers to build, when you need doctors to protect, when you need legal lawyers to protect, everywhere there is education. Why is it that only politics, which is the most important and crucial thing for any country to move forward, has only uneducated people? Just because money power? So the understanding comes down. That's a pity. So if women can get into politics, I'm sure they will understand where the policies need to be made. What are the policies that need to be made to support another women? That is important because here it is not only out of empathy, but out of a living consciousness, there will be a lot of policies that will come in. And scientifically, it is proven that when we have more women leaders, the inspiration is more for the next generation. Everything is handled versatile. The problems and the solutions come in multidimensional. So I think the representation should be both.
Yeah, because um, since Thuvakkam is a volunteering organization, my wife makes this joke. You go out there, you volunteer, you do plantation, you do cleanup after dark, you clean the streets. Why can't you volunteer to wash the plates? It's something so simple. Just take that burden from me, right? Because volunteering starts from home as well. If women get that support system, that itself is enough for them, right?
I think that is
Um,
where parenting makes a big difference, Karthik.
yeah,
You know what? In India, still, a woman may be the president of the country or she may be the whatever outside. But when she enters at home, she has to throw everything aside and she's just a homemaker. She's a mother. She needs to take care of all this. We love to do that. I am so pro that because every meal that I cook, I pray that, my family should have the best, the food should digest properly. It has to give all the nourishment that it has to. But at the same time, if this after the meal, if the children or if the husband leaves the plate dried, eaten badly, shabbily, you think anybody would love to touch that plate? You can be the husband, you can be the child, but you are an individual too.
it's
Why do you want?
responsibility, right?
Yeah, yeah. So if you eat, please take the plate, wash the plate. That's the basic courtesy.
I think the word which has become popular in recent days is generational trauma, right? This generational trauma of it
Excuse
has
me.
been this way, it will be this way, continue it being this way. I think that is something that the society as a whole needs to overcome. It might be more prominent in urban areas, but then this kind of change of just being something new. So what if I'm the husband that cooks, or what if I'm the husband who teaches like maths or something to the child? Like it is my responsibility as well. So I think that is where the societal lens or the societal vision needs to change when it comes to how a home is and how the children are brought up and how the next generation progresses.
This all starts at the school, Karthik, I would say,
Mhm.
rather than teaching them A for apple and all that stuff, whichever language it may be. I'm just saying A for apple just for an example. But
Right.
you know what? They need to teach them the basic etiquettes. They need to teach every child to be humane. You
Mhm.
travel by bus. You should know you need to give a seat when there is an elderly person. These are the things that need to be cultivated into a child when they are as young as 5 and 6 years. You don't cultivate the habit of, you don't cultivate saying that, when you're born, you want to be an astrophysicist, you want to be a scientist, you want to be an entrepreneur, whatever. No, those are tags that will come later. Teach them to be a human being first. That is extremely important, according to me. Teach them to be a human being. Forget the gender.
Right. Uh, so, coming back to the main topic of the day, which was the International Women's Day. So the theme that they had chosen was "Give to Gain," which stood out to me. It was very confusing to me. Give to gain. How can someone just give and gain something out of it? So what? So before I go into why they came up with this, what do you think it means? And I'm pretty sure you have a very good understanding of what the give to gain comes from.
I felt when they had this theme, I was laughing actually, because women are natural givers, right? They
Right,
give birth to a child, they give space to their man and family. Everywhere they give space to somebody else, right?
right.
So when they're giving so much, it's the time to reap. So please start giving back to her rather than she giving something to somebody else. Please start giving back to her so that she can reap the benefits of what you have given to her. So
Hello. Sorry, I
yes,
guess
Karthik.
I had
No
disruption. I
worries,
don't
no
know.
worries.
Yes. So yes, you said right. Women give a lot already. So what was the tail end of that? Sorry, I missed it.
No worries. So I kept telling that, we keep giving. So it's the time to gain,
Hmm.
right? Right to education, right to sanitation, right to, a free thought. All this is extremely important for a girl. For that matter, any human being, but in specific a girl, because I think for generations they've been giving a lot. So now it's time to reap, it's time to gain.
Right. So when I when I finally understood it, that's what the website also said. Give to gain is women give a lot already, but you as a man can give the support, you can give education, you can give respect, you can give access. It wasn't aimed at women because they give enough already.
Exactly,
It's more
exactly.
towards, yeah, creating the system that gives them what they need. Just give them space and breathing room. There was a it was a funny clip that I saw, but it's something serious. A woman was being interviewed and she said, for you, breakfast is over and then you think about dinner at around 7 o'clock. But for me, as soon as I finish breakfast and I'm washing, I need to think about dinner. I need to think about what vegetables I need to buy, what to prepare, because normal recipes aren't enough. Social media is cramming new ideas down people's throat, and I have to sit and do that for you. It's just give them the space, give them something to do other than these regular chores and just locking them in that thing. Right? So
That's
what?
where, Karthik, I think more you need to show more women leaders.
Hmm.
When you show women leaders, they know how to juggle everywhere. Most of the women feel guilty that they're not, if they are in a meeting at about 3 o'clock and they have to go pick their child at 3 o'clock, they're so guilty that they're not able to do justice. And this guilt should be removed. And if the man can say, yes, don't worry, I'm there to support, I will go and pick the child. Today, your meeting is important. So it is give, take, gain. As a family, you gain. When a family gains, the society gains and the country gains. So it's very, very basic understanding. At the end of the day, more than the gender, it's two human beings, right? So the
Right.
value of each human being is important. There is no 50-50 in anybody's life. Because today, as a wife, I need to stand for my husband, so I give my 100%. Tomorrow, the husband will stand at the labor room outside the hospital, giving his 100% support to the wife who is in labor pain. So there is no 50-50 in life. There is always According to the situation, one rises and one takes it.
Mhm.
So one gives, another gains. So that's the beauty of universe. But unfortunately, we people think it otherwise and have really ruptured this whole system.
Right. So one thing I read in your website, which I think leads into this, Shakti Sat, right? It was written on the website of Space KidZ India that it was a cross-country collaboration. Over 12,000 women are involved in creating this satellite. I'm pretty sure culture shock would have been part of that too, because I work in a company where we constantly have telecommunication with people in the US, and in the US, it's so casual. Be it a man or a woman, they would go, "Oh, I can't schedule the meeting here. I need to pick up my daughter, or I can't schedule this meeting because I'm going out with my family." It's such an easy thing. But over here, no, work comes first, right? I need to report to my manager. I need to complete this task or achieve this deadline. So, can you tell me how it was when it came to this cross-country approach and seeing all these cultural differences and how girl children, especially from India, were able to see how better it could be?
Okay, I will give you a little explanation about what is Shakti Sat first.
Hmm.
Okay, so before giving its other dimensions,
Hmm.
Shakti Sat was born from the impact it was Azadi Sat had created. 750 girls have literally stepped up for their families. And gone are those days now when you tell them, no, you have to, you cannot study beyond this, you cannot move out of this village. No. Today they've all moved out of their villages to, undertake undergraduation and everything. I saw this impact and it really touched my heart. I said, let me have a social experiment with the other countries and see if it is the same there, or if, because generally we feel the West is, far more educated and, they have all the luxuries in life. So, how is a girl treated there? And are there any challenges with regards to science and everything? Once I started reading and reading and reading, I got to understand that the entire world, it is only again 14 to 19% of girls in STEM. That goes probably maybe max to 27%. And the women leaders, you just have about 2 to 3%. If this is going to be there for now, moving on, what will be the plight? So it's not just me. Maybe this is just a drop in the ocean, but I thought probably we should bring in some change that can propel and that will have a cascading impact on the entire globe. So, thought we will bring hundreds of countries together, 108 for that matter, 108 countries, and 12,000 girls, educate them, have a curriculum, space curriculum built exclusively for them. And Zoho was kind enough to give their platform. So we put that on the LMS of Zoho. And they have, children across the globe, almost 7,000 of them are accessing the platform and studying this curriculum now. Every country had challenges for girls, almost similar to that of India. It was literally heartening to see that. So, how to bring them together? I belong to the space industry, and space is the future because if you have to know anything about Earth, you need to undertake a travel, in space. Not many people are aware of that, but that is the reality. So, we are trying to bring down to the school level right from sixth grade so that children understand the importance of, space. So, bringing all these girl children together, educating them, and subsequently, one child from each country will be handpicked and brought to India. From August 23rd to September 2nd, they will be here in India to build a satellite to the moon. So, this is a first of its kind historic mission where we are bringing the globe together, bringing the girls together, putting an iconic satellite there on the moon. One, it teaches globally that peace is priority. So, girls are going to be speaking about that. Two, it will speak the technological marvel of the girls. Three, the cultural values in spite of all this, how rooted, how it can blend with other cultures. These girls are going to be citing this as an example. So it's got different connotations to this entire mission. This is more like a movement. And when every girl child, any part of the world is able to look at the moon on a daily basis, she can feel that hope, that grit, that confidence. Somebody, one of my sister is done this. I can do this. I can fight all the odds and challenges. I am not going to complain. I will make this happen. So that is the best thing that can come together. That is one thing that we are able to sow it in every child. And we are going to bring a unique ramp show at the end of 10 days, wherein they build the satellite and everything, where fashion meets science. You know, every child will be adorned their national costume with pride, and they walk with satellites, rockets, ground systems, and everything to say, we are versatile women. We can do that. And I'm sure they're going to enjoy every bit of coming together. We're really looking forward to the 300 girls coming together. This is like 300 Shaktis coming together. The energy, the power. I don't know how this earth is going to withstand that Shakti.
Wow, it's giving me goosebumps to just think about it, you know. It's gonna be something monumental, and the moment you said it's going to show that peace is in the forefront with everything that's going on in the world, just bringing together all these girls to say, hey, you're looking at the wrong thing. We need to focus on this. Let's send this satellite to the moon. Wow, it's just an amazing story that like
Thank
I'm
you.
hanging on to see it. I'm just waiting to witness it, and it's also a bit of irony, right? Women, girls, all these movies, all these songs, they're like, "Oh, you're pretty like the moon." No, forget about pretty like the moon or anything. I'm going to the moon. It is something amazing when it comes to
We
that,
are tough. We are
right?
tough because one moon day is like, yeah, day in the moon is just 14 days of Earth. All right. So you need so much of power, the communications, the energy sources, the batteries, everything, you need to work so hard to send something to the moon. So they're going to, speak aloud and say, hey, we are not just cute. We are tough.
Yes. Um, so I think those were the main questions I had. So, ma'am, at the end of this podcast, so every little girl who's dreaming out there, or every woman who's thinking about, uh, should I put my career first? What is something, I mean, it's been inspirational to hear you so long, but what is that one final thought you want to give to the people listening?
Gift again. Keep
Uh,
giving. Don't worry about what you're gaining, but you will reap the benefit. And the best quote I always feel is, no pain, no gain. It is, moon may look very beautiful from here, but when you go and land onto the moon, you will see a lot of potholes. You will see a lot of, uh, you know, ups and downs. You've got small mountains and so many things there on the moon. Moon is not a beautiful surface, plain surface. No, it's got its own. What do I say? Its own. Uh,
ecosystem,
I'm
nature,
not able to get that exact word, but though it is not, it's got all those challenges of what I know. I'm not getting the right word here to tell, but still, a moon is a moon. So
right?
a woman is unique. A woman is beautiful. Imperfections, yeah. So, however imperfect you feel you are, forget all that. You are beautiful outside and inside. Believe in yourself. Walk with pride. Nobody needs to tell you you're beautiful, you're talented, you're good. You should know it within you and march forward. Hold one hand, one girl's hand, and bring her along with you. So, if each girl can bring one girl child along with her, I think the power and strength and energy will be abundant. And there is no one moment, one dull moment.
Wow, that's so true. Uh, Thank you so much, ma'am. I mean, this has been an explosion of positivity. Uh, Thanks for your time, and I can see and feel that passion just vibrating off of you, right? It's so much positive aura that you've brought forward, and I just hope that people who are listening, they're also impassioned, they're also motivated by this to give to gain, right? Just let's give to gain, let's lead women, let's give them the space to lead. So thank you once again, Dr. Srimathy Kesan, ma'am, for your valuable time. And go Shakti Saj. I'm so excited to see you.
I need all your support for that, definitely. So please come stand by us. And thank you for hosting me, Karthik. Brilliant questions. And Thuvakkam, God bless you guys, each and everybody, for you just give not to gain, but to, help others. You uplift others. So that's why I'm very, very happy to be a part of your initiatives. Good luck and God bless you guys.
Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you, everyone.
Happy Women's Day.